There we go. 140. Actually, I didn't even forget. It's totally day 140. Chest day. So, what immediately comes to mind? Mm, Barbell bench, hammer strength incline press, Smith machine, and a variety of flies. I could definitely see myself doing a workout comprised of those movements. Whether or not I'll actually do that when I get there, I don't know. I'll have to see how I feel, right? Like sometimes barbell bench, like maybe it'll tweak my shoulder or something, or my forearms will feel weird and I won't want to do it. Or, sometimes maybe the hammer strength machine just feels extra good and I want to sit there for like an extra 5 sets or something. Well, not extra, but I want to spend most of my time there. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to throw some shoulders in at the end too. For me, shoulders are kind of a strong point, so I don't hit them like insanely frequently. But they still got to get a shoulder pump. You get it every so often. I can't just skip them. That'd be madness. But typically, what's more likely is you'll have a lagging a lagging a lagging body part, right? Like maybe your triceps are really falling behind compared to your biceps, or uh, maybe your legs are small compared to your upper body. That's pretty typical. In that instance, it'd be more beneficial for you to just hit those specific body parts more frequently, right? But for whatever reason, let's say your fucking biceps are huge, like noticeably bigger than the rest of your sort of upper body, then you'd be all right to skip them. That's typically a rare problem. So, yeah, I mean, nothing else to say. Let's just go slam chest. That was as good a chest day as I could hope for. Let's be real. Heavy bench, heavy machine press, pretty heavy flies, and then those cables at the end actually felt really good. I thought they were gonna feel like man, but that was a really good finisher. So let's get this post workout shake, and then we can get home, get back to the crib. Actually, no, I'm doing a Goodwill stop. What am I saying? All these T-shirts. Every time I have an oversized T-shirt, it's just from fucking Goodwill. This shit isn't that hard. Plus, I mean, $3, it's a steal. As long as you can get over the fact that somebody else wore it and did all sorts of weird shit. Not that bad. Not that freaking bad. So this is unpleasant in two ways. For one thing, just the flavor of it, and then the fact that I don't really want to be sipping on it for that long sort of motivates me to just chug it. And then, it's kind of a lot of liquid at once. So, just unsettles the stomach a little bit slightly. Just a little bit unsettling. And then shoulders, I mean, shoulders is pretty much just spamming lateral raises and, obviously the rear delt pec deck. But that's pretty much all I've ever done for shoulders. I don't mess with any kind of overhead pressing anymore because since I do so much incline work for chest, you're gonna get some front delt, some front delt development just from that, you know. And I mean, for me, so the reason why I usually kind of chill out on shoulders or I'll skip it sometimes is just because in like a back double bicep pose, or even the front too, my shoulders are higher up than my biceps. I kind of feel like they should be about the same height ish, but that's just kind of nitpicking. Another thing with shoulders, rear delts get fucking neglected. That's the word I'm looking for. Everybody loves side delts and they love front delts. They love overhead press and they love lateral raises. why aren't you guys hitting rear delts the same way? You know, having big developed rear delts gives you a pretty impressive look, especially from the side, right? Because rather than having your shoulder just be rounded over because, you know, your front delts are overdeveloped and then you only work your side delts, you know, and the rear delts are big too. That's what kind of gives you a round look to your shoulder. It kind of really caps them, if you know what I'm saying. I'm glad I got that in my head early on, because I've always hit side delts and, you know, I've always hit rear delts, you know, with the same volume and kind of intensity as side and front. But when I used to do front delts, like let's say your front delts aren't overdeveloped, uh, you know, hard to beat just uh, not exactly vertical, but near vertical dumbbell shoulder press. I like that a lot. I used to do behind the neck barbell. That's a little funky. You kind of have some. Or now I can't even do that at all. My shoulders are so fucking tight. But at the time when I was a little bit more limber, it felt pretty good. And then, you know, Smith machine shoulder press, that feels fucking sweet. Or just a shoulder press machine. You know, as long as you're doing a movement heavy and the name of it has shoulder press, you're pretty much going to be good. You know, it's not too complicated. So, let's think. What else? What freaking else? I'm glad I've been lifting at a reasonable hour. You know, if you've been watching these for a while, you know I kind of have a habit of going to the gym really late, like closing time, or if it's like a Planet Fitness lift or something like that, or where it's a 24-hour gym, you know, I'll go at like 1, 2 a.m. at the worst. Uh, fuck, yeah. So my sleep schedule during school, like, so I'm in college right now. Obviously it's summer, so not right now, but you know, during the semester, dude, my sleep schedule is, I'd say beyond atrocious. It can get so bad. I'm so irresponsible with it. But during the summer, especially when I'm working, I can pretty much lock it in. It's, you know, wake up at the same time every day, blah, 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 work ends, get home, shower, then go lift. Perfect schedule. You know, ideally, the closer you can get to just waking up, eating your meals, and then going to the gym and coming back, right? The closer you can get to that state of being, the better for gains at least. So this is pretty much as good as it gets for me. You know, and you got to think. I mean, it's not really that fucking hard to, you know, go to work. It depends on the job. If you're doing legit labor, like, you know, landscaping, masonry, whatever shit like that, then I can definitely understand how lifting kind of gets a bit difficult. But assuming you get a good night's rest, assuming you get a good night's rest, I haven't had a problem yet. You know, you wake up, eat your food, and as long as you got your, I don't know, it depends on how much sleep you need. Typically, I can feel okay on 6, but ideally, I'm getting like 8 to 10. You know, as long as you sleep a normal amount, I say you can train every day. That's just sort of my take on the matter. You know, I've been doing that this whole time, ever since the beginning. I'll take days off for, like, if I'm sick or busy, you know, if I'm traveling or something like that, I'll be like, okay, yeah, fuck it, whatever. Gotta skip a day. But, you know, I just like hitting it every day. That's my fucking mentality. I think I would be about the same size if I had a scheduled rest day than if I didn't. So, I mean, it kind of just goes down to preference. Obviously, if you're a beginner and you haven't worked out at all, right? And let's say you do push-pull legs. So you go to the gym 3 days in a row and you do your push workout, your pull workout, and then you do legs. You know, you maybe have like your buddy show you like how to do it. He walks you through a workout. You know, if you're totally new to lifting and you do 3 like days of lifting in a row, that can hit you pretty fucking hard. So in that instance, rest day is well warranted. Or maybe you're a power lifter and you're actually doing like 1 rep, nose bleeding, fucking aneurysm inducing singles on like squat or deadlift, and you're actually like frying your central nervous system, then that's a fucking good reason for a rest day, you know, perhaps. But, bodybuilding training, when you're doing sets of, 10 or more, I wouldn't be too worried about that kind of shit. I think a lot of buzzwords get thrown around when it comes to lifting, which sort of aid to mystify how complicated it really is. When in reality, you go into the gym, you do 10 sets in a workout per muscle group, and as long as you go hard, you're probably going to make gains. You can sort of start to dial it in and do specific kinds of shit, but basically, that's that's pretty much all you got to do. And also, hit your protein and your vitamins and all sorts of shit, your creatine. But I've talked about that before. So, plan for me now: go home. I might take an Epsom salt bath. I can still fucking feel my legs from that leg day. So that'll feel pretty good for me. Oh wait, no, what am I saying? Goodwill, home, Epsom salt bath, more food, bed. Perfect. So I will see you next time for back. Okay, I'm probably not going to record a cardio tomorrow. Oh, whoops. All right, see you next time. There we go. Work done. Very easy day for me today. Not very laborious. So, perfect for legs. I headed to the Metro Fitness. So that's going to be the more kind of hardcore gym. Really, I mean, they have this leg. It's a hack squat machine that I fucking love. It's sick. It's like, I mean, you'll see it, but it's like a hack squat, but it's got a weight stack. You don't have to actually put plates on it. It's killer. So other than that, my leg training certainly revolves around hamstring curls and leg extensions. I don't want this to fucking fall over again. So that'll be pretty much the meat of the workout, especially for hamstrings. I mean, well, you know what? I don't know. Maybe I'll throw in some RDLs. I do like them, but I think subconsciously, or maybe not even subconsciously, I kind of avoid RDLs because I feel like it will pre-exhaust my lower back before squats. And obviously on squats, I want to be extra strong. But I'm not going to squat today, so I don't mind if I fatigue my lower back a little bit doing RDLs. So yeah, maybe I'll get hamstring curls plus RDLs for the hamstring workout. Probably do a variety of machines. They have a few that I like. The laying hamstring curl here is good. They have this standing single leg curl that I like. The seated one, it's not ideal. It's not my favorite. And then you can't really fuck up leg extensions. They've got like 3 different ones, which is great. So I never have to wait for them. But other than that, I mean, really just going to try to focus on staying in the zone. The last thing you want to do, especially on one of the harder lifts, or like the more exhausting lifts, like legs, is think to yourself like, oh, geez, man, I'm fucking tired. Oh, okay, how many more sets do I have? Oh, shit, 5? Oh, okay. No. Ideally, all that's going through your mind is, whew, whew, like no thoughts, just grunts. Okay. Like, pretty much my ideal lift is where the only thing I'm really thinking about is maybe the music I'm listening to, and then making sure I go hard on every set. Over the course of your lifting career, right, the more sets you can do, or you can actually think to yourself at the end, okay, yeah, I really fucking pushed myself on that one, the better. Right? Because if you do, I mean, you can maintain a reasonable physique, I guess, maybe, if you do just kind of fluff work, right? But if you actually want to progress, this is basic shit. You've got to go hard. So I'm sure I'll get some solid work in. So let's just drink this. Okay. Legs. Oh my god. Legs complete. There's certain satisfaction from sitting in the car after you finished a decent leg day. More so than any other lift. Probably just because it's hard. Leg day is hard. They're all hard. You should be going hard every lift. But, your legs are a very taxing muscle to work out. Let's try to crash into anybody here. Whew. But yeah, shit. Hamstring curls of a few varieties. And then leg extensions plus those hack squat Tom Platz style presses. Couldn't have asked for a better pump, if we're being real. I'm going to chill out on squats for a little bit. I think I said this before, but my hips are kind of bothering me just a little. They're getting a little tight. I love squats, but I do kind of, I do them for a while, and sometimes I kind of take a break from them. Because they do, especially when you're squatting like 500 pounds for reps, it kind of does a little bit of wear and tear. So with legs, I will do a little bit of a deload, right? But even though I didn't do that crazy one set of squats to start off quads, I still went hard as fuck. I actually think I went a little too hard. When I was doing those first few sets of leg extensions, I put on like 200 pounds for one, or for one leg. Whatever that correlates to. Machine stacks are a little funky with, how much weight you're moving, but whatever. And it was, I think I got not really a pull, but I could tell I kind of tweaked the right quad a little. Not like to the point where I was worried about it, but I was like, oh, all right, a little too much weight. And then, after those, I was already feeling pretty fatigued. Well, the quads were at least. So those hack squats felt really good. And that's a perfect example of how my rest periods will kind of change, right? Because when I was doing those like standing single leg curls on that one machine, I was resting maybe a minute, right? Because those sets weren't that taxing per se. I was getting a really good contraction and like squeeze. Like it was a hard set, but I could recover from those, reasonably quick, just because I wasn't moving a crazy amount of weight, right? But those sets of hack squats, I was taking a seat for like 4 minutes in between each. Just because with those, I really wanted to kind of catch my breath. Maybe not 4 minutes, but probably 3-ish. Way longer than those standing hamstring curls. And your rest periods should pretty much ideally just be by feel, right? As long as you need to feel like you can go hard again, right? So that'll even depend on your cardiovascular health. So let's say you don't do cardio ever. You'll probably need a little bit longer rest periods to catch your breath and get ready for another set. So again, that's why I recommend you do cardio year-round, dieting or bulking, just because it's going to let you be more efficient in the gym, right? Rather than having to take 8 minutes in between, hack squat sets, and you feel like you're about to die and people are getting worried about you. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you've been doing your cardio, you can pretty much reach quad failure and not look like you're going to have a heart attack. So take that with what you will. And then calves at the end, just, basic. I like doing the seated calf machine. Usually the one that I like the most is where you sit down, you put the pad on your quads, right? And then you've got the weight kind of in front of you on a bar, right? If you can imagine what I'm saying, you hold the two little handles. But the one here is a little wobbly, just a little bit rinky-dink. So I was doing the one where you sit down and you just have kind of like the quad or the calf paddle, like on your toes. So all I did was 8 sets each, 20-ish reps, moderate weight, get a good squeeze. And the whole time I was just scrolling TikTok, calves I almost consider more of a chore. Like I still go hard, but it doesn't require the same amount of attention as like, hamstrings and quads or a chest, stuff like that. So I'm gonna go home, eat something. I really couldn't tell you what. Maybe some kind of beef, perhaps. Oh, Jesus. If I can, manage to fucking turn without getting hit. Uh, and then I already got the dextrose in, so the post-workout sugars have been, you know, that's been accounted for. Is somebody gonna fucking hit me right now? Whatever, fuck it, I'm going. We're good. It's kind of hard. There's people turning. They're kind of blocking my view. But yeah, so the post-workout sugars have been accounted for, right? So now I can just go home and eat whatever the fuck I want in terms of just any food choice. Like I could have some I don't know I don't even know what's in the house right now. Ramen, rice, mashed potatoes, whatever. Food is food. In a bulking or a dieting context, calories are calories. As long as you have a reasonable distribution of macros, right? That's your carbs, fats, proteins. Then, I mean, I think you can kind of eat whatever the hell you want, right? Let's say I'm dieting, and in order for me to lose weight, maybe not me, but like someone in general, they have to eat 2,000 calories a day. That's it. That's all they get. If they eat like, well, their maintenance calories is like 2,500. If they eat 2,500 calories a day, they won't gain weight and they won't lose weight. So in order for this person to lose weight, they're trying to eat 2,000 calories in the whole day. Right? That's all the food they get, right? If they were to eat 2,000 calories worth of chicken and rice and yams, sweet potatoes, salad with a moderate amount of dressing, pretty much what would be described as conventionally like healthy foods, they would still lose just about the same amount of weight as the guy who ate protein shakes and ice cream and Skittles, you know, because like food is just it's the calories don't lie, calories in, calories out. Anybody that tries to tell you, to do some kind of diet plan, typically when people think of dieting, they think of losing weight. If you ever see something where it's like, no need to count calories, or like intuitive eating, that sounds fucking stupid. I mean, sure, maybe it works, but for me, if you can get into the habit of actually tracking your macros every day, like every time you eat, it's gonna make altering your the state of which your body's changing way easier, right? If I didn't have my little macro tracker app, it would be a fucking hassle and a half for me to lose body fat. Oh, holy shit. I fucking hate merging. You know, like, it's just one of those things where it'll kind of differentiate the average lifter from the above average lifter, because it is a bit of work to get started, right? If you were to just tell a normal Joe, all right, I want you to weigh out all the food that you eat, and every time you eat something, I want you to look at the nutrition label and enter it into your phone. That just sounds like a fucking chore, you know? But once you kind of understand that doing that is going to let you reach your goals faster, assuming you have fitness-related goals, then it'll get a little bit easier, right? Because you'll be able to see that what you're doing is actually resulting in changes. Like, I mean, if you do it right and you can stick to it, pretty noticeable. Like when I start this cut, I'm already, reasonably lean. But the fact that I will be able to weigh out all my food and know how much food I'm eating every day, I'm going to look pretty different in like 2 months or so. And even just the layman, well, just like a normal guy, right? If they were to start tracking their shit, let's say in a dieting context, even if they're just a normal lifter and they haven't been tracking their calories, shit can change pretty quick. So, let's see, what are my 3 recommendations? Do your cardio, start trying to figure out how to track your calories, make sure you have a food scale in the kitchen, and guess I only have 2. Guess I only have 2 recommendations for this car talk. So, I'm fucking out of here. I will see you tomorrow for chest day. I'm already excited. Fucking left chest day.